Mitsubishi has just thrown a curveball at the entire auto industry, and nobody saw this coming. Their CEO has revealed a brand new pickup truck starting at just $26,000, instantly sparking shockwaves across the market. In a world where trucks are climbing past $40,000 and even base models are becoming unreachable for the average buyer, Mitsubishi just redefined what affordable means in the pickup game. This is not just another cheap workhorse, it's a direct message to Ford, Toyota, Nissan, and every other truck maker that the era of overpriced pickups may be coming to an end. The most surprising part? Mitsubishi isn't treating this as a stripped-down budget truck. From the early details, this pickup is designed to balance affordability with features that customers actually care about. Reports suggest it's built with practicality at the core, offering modern styling, competitive towing capacity, and technology that you'd expect on vehicles costing thousands more. It's clear Mitsubishi wants this truck to stand out as a smart alternative, not just a bargain bin option. And here's where the story gets even more interesting. Mitsubishi's move directly taps into one of the biggest gaps in the current truck market. For years, customers have been frustrated. Either you spend big money on a half-ton full of luxury features you don't need, or you settle for compact models that compromise on power. But Mitsubishi is stepping right into that sweet spot: affordable pricing, functional design, and capability for everyday use. This isn't just another truck, it's a potential market disruptor. Competitors have every reason to be nervous. Ford's Maverick and Hyundai's Santa Cruz were supposed to own the budget-friendly pickup segment, but Mitsubishi just undercut them on price while promising similar, if not better, functionality. Imagine the buyer who wants a truck but doesn't want to drown in debt. Suddenly, Mitsubishi's offering becomes the obvious choice. This strategy could revive Mitsubishi's presence in markets where the brand has been quiet, while forcing rivals to rethink their own pricing. But Mitsubishi's gamble isn't just about affordability, it's about identity. The company is betting that buyers are ready for a practical, no-nonsense truck that gets the job done without trying to be a luxury SUV in disguise. That's a huge shift compared to how the US truck market has evolved, where models keep getting bigger, more high-tech, and more expensive. By going in the opposite direction, Mitsubishi is betting on simplicity and accessibility as the future of pickups. Under the hood, Mitsubishi is reportedly offering powertrains that strike a balance between fuel efficiency and capability, which is another smart play. Instead of chasing outrageous horsepower numbers, the company is focusing on engines that deliver solid torque for hauling and towing while keeping fuel costs manageable. This is exactly what many buyers want: a reliable workhorse that doesn't punish them at the pump. And with Mitsubishi's global expertise in building tough, durable vehicles for markets around the world, there's every reason to believe this pickup will carry the same DNA of resilience that made their Pajero and L200 legends in tough terrains. Design-wise, early teasers show a rugged yet modern body style that feels practical but far from outdated. Unlike some budget trucks that look like afterthoughts, Mitsubishi clearly put effort into making this pickup visually appealing. The stance is muscular, the front end carries Mitsubishi's bold signature grille, and the proportions strike a balance between city usability and off-road potential. It doesn't scream luxury, but it doesn't scream cheap either. That's a very deliberate middle ground that could win over younger buyers, first-time truck owners, and families looking for a second vehicle. Inside, Mitsubishi seems to be going for smart simplicity. Expect a clean dashboard layout, essential tech features like smartphone connectivity, and enough space to keep it comfortable without overloading the cabin with gimmicks. If Mitsubishi manages to offer features like wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and modern safety tech at this price point, it could set a new benchmark in the affordable truck category. Buyers have been craving value-driven interiors that are functional, not flashy, and Mitsubishi looks ready to deliver just that. The real kicker is the potential impact this truck could have on global markets. Mitsubishi is already strong in regions like Southeast Asia, South America, and parts of Europe where affordable trucks dominate. By bringing a $26,000 pickup into the equation, they can strengthen that footprint and even take market share from bigger players who have abandoned affordability in favor of oversized margins. And if they play their cards right, this truck could revive Mitsubishi's reputation in North America too, where the brand has struggled to stand out in recent years. Rivals are definitely paying attention right now. Toyota, with its Tacoma, has long been the go-to name in mid-size pickups, but the Tacoma's pricing has steadily climbed, leaving a wide gap underneath it. Ford's Maverick made headlines for being affordable, but its starting price has crept upward as demand skyrocketed. Hyundai's Santa Cruz leaned more toward the lifestyle crowd than the work truck crowd. Now Mitsubishi has just stepped into the middle of this battlefield with a weapon none of them expected, a truck price to undercut all three, while still offering the toughness and practicality that buyers want. This forces the competition into a tricky corner. Either they drop prices, which will hurt their margins, or they risk losing a whole segment of cost-conscious buyers. And let's not forget Nissan. Their Frontier is aging, and while it still sells respectably, it's nowhere near as modern or affordable as this Mitsubishi challenger. Ironically, Mitsubishi and Nissan share technology through their alliance, which means this pickup might even borrow some of Nissan's engineering while still coming in cheaper. That creates an awkward situation for Nissan. They could end up being undercut by their own partner. What's even more fascinating is the timing. The auto industry right now is struggling with rising prices, EV uncertainty, and shifting consumer demand. Buyers are tired of trucks that feel out of reach, and many are reconsidering whether they even need one at all. By dropping a $26,000 option into the market, Mitsubishi could reignite interest among buyers who walked away from pickups altogether because they felt priced out. This isn't just a new product, it's a direct response to what the market has been screaming for. If Mitsubishi executes this correctly, they could spark a ripple effect across the entire truck market. Imagine Ford being forced to rethink its Maverick pricing strategy, or Toyota considering a new entry-level Tacoma variant. Suddenly, the industry's race to make trucks bigger, more luxurious, and more expensive could slow down. Instead, the focus might shift back to affordability, usability, and value, exactly what trucks were originally meant to represent. Buyers are already buzzing about this reveal, and it's not hard to see why. For years, truck enthusiasts and everyday drivers alike have been complaining about sticker shock. People want the utility of a pickup without having to sign up for a loan the size of a mortgage. This $26,000 price tag feels like a breath of fresh air, and it's hitting the exact emotional chord the market has been missing. Social media reactions are filled with excitement, with many calling this truck a game changer, and saying it's the first time in years they've actually considered buying new instead of used. That kind of buzz is priceless, and Mitsubishi knows it. Early demand could easily outpace production if Mitsubishi isn't careful. We've seen this happen with Ford's Maverick. What started as an affordable, entry-level pickup turned into a waiting list nightmare because Ford underestimated how many people wanted a budget-friendly truck. If Mitsubishi avoids that same mistake and keeps supply strong, they could convert this excitement into serious sales numbers. And those numbers wouldn't just boost Mitsubishi's revenue, they'd reshape how the brand is perceived in key markets like the US, where Mitsubishi has been struggling for attention. This truck has the potential to reintroduce Mitsubishi as a serious player. For too long, the company has been overshadowed by bigger names, often reduced to niche offerings like the Outlander or Eclipse Cross. But a bold, affordable pickup could rewrite that narrative. Suddenly, Mitsubishi wouldn't just be the brand you forgot about, they'd be the disruptor, the challenger shaking up an industry that thought it had everything figured out. That shift in perception is powerful, especially when buyers are hungry for alternatives to the same old names dominating the truck scene. And make no mistake, this truck isn't just about the present, it's about the future of the pickup market. With EV trucks still priced sky-high and out of reach for most consumers, Mitsubishi is positioning itself as the practical choice in a world full of expensive experiments. They're sending a clear message: you don't need to spend $60,000 to get a capable, stylish, and useful pickup. That message alone could win over a generation of buyers who feel abandoned by the current market trends. And here's where things get really interesting. This truck could have ripple effects far beyond just sales numbers. The EV transition has been dominating headlines, with automakers racing to electrify their lineups. But one of the biggest complaints about electric pickups is price. The Ford Lightning, Rivian R1T, GMC Hummer EV, all of them are pushing well past the $50,000 mark, some even double that. For the average buyer, those numbers are completely out of reach. Mitsubishi's $26,000 truck, even if it's gas-powered or hybrid at first, exposes just how wide that affordability gap has become. It plants a seed of doubt in consumers' minds. Do we really need a $70,000 electric truck when a brand-new gas-powered one costs less than half? This move could even shift the resale market. Used trucks have been notoriously expensive in recent years, with many buyers choosing pre-owned just to avoid the astronomical costs of new models. But if Mitsubishi floods the market with affordable, reliable pickups, the demand for overpriced used trucks could finally cool down. That's a big deal, because it doesn't just change new car sales, it changes the entire ecosystem of truck pricing, financing, and trade-ins. For the first time in years, buyers might feel like they're back in control instead of being squeezed from every direction. And let's talk about brand loyalty. Truck buyers are famously loyal to their badges. Ford guys stick with Ford, Toyota fans swear by Toyota, and Chevy owners rarely cross over. But all of that loyalty gets tested when the financials stop making sense. Mitsubishi now has a golden opportunity to lure in frustrated buyers from all sides. Imagine a lifelong Ford fan who wants a Maverick but can't stomach the markup. Or a Toyota loyalist priced out of a Tacoma. Mitsubishi just opened the door for those buyers to jump ship without feeling like they're settling for less. If even a fraction of them make the switch, Mitsubishi's market share could grow faster than anyone expects. This isn't just about building a truck, it's about building trust. By delivering on affordability without cutting corners where it matters, Mitsubishi could build a reputation as the brand that actually listens to what buyers need. And once that reputation sticks, it becomes incredibly difficult for competitors to undo. Price may be the hook, but satisfaction and reliability are what turn first-time buyers into lifelong customers. Governments might soon feel the ripple effects of Mitsubishi's bold move as well. For years, regulators have been nudging automakers toward electrification through incentives, emissions targets, and even penalties. But when a company drops a truck at $26,000, it highlights a harsh reality. Consumers still care more about affordability than futuristic promises. Policymakers could face mounting pressure to rethink how they balance environmental goals with economic realities. After all, if tens of thousands of buyers flock to Mitsubishi because they can actually afford it, regulators can't just ignore that shift in demand. This could spark new debates about hybrid incentives, small engine exemptions, or even affordable EV mandates in the near future. For the auto industry itself, Mitsubishi has essentially just lit a fire under the boardrooms of its competitors. Pricing strategies that once seemed safe are suddenly vulnerable. Executives at Ford, Toyota, GM, and Hyundai are now likely asking the same question. If Mitsubishi can deliver a pickup at this price, why can't we? That kind of internal pressure could lead to a rethinking of production costs, supply chain priorities, and even the decision to load trucks with luxury features nobody asked for. In short, Mitsubishi may have just reset the standard for what a truck should cost. And then there's marketing. For decades, pickup ads have been all about toughness, power, and lifestyle. Cowboys pulling trailers, families camping in the mountains, workers hauling steel beams. But Mitsubishi has forced a new conversation. Their truck won't just be marketed as strong, it'll be marketed as attainable. That alone changes the psychology of how trucks are sold. Instead of glorifying excess, the message shifts back to practicality and accessibility. We might start seeing campaigns from other brands trying to follow that playbook, emphasizing value instead of sheer size and luxury. Globally, this pickup could reshape Mitsubishi's identity in a way no SUV or sedan ever could. Trucks are emotional purchases, tied to culture and status in many regions. By offering a no-nonsense, budget-friendly option, Mitsubishi could become the people's truck brand in countries where affordability decides everything. And once that reputation spreads, it could strengthen their entire lineup, from crossovers to future EVs, because buyers will associate Mitsubishi with common sense and fairness in pricing. Looking ahead, this $26,000 pickup might just be the foundation for a much bigger strategy at Mitsubishi. Automakers don't introduce a model like this without thinking several steps into the future. Today it's a budget-friendly gas-powered or hybrid option, but tomorrow it could evolve into a plug-in hybrid or even a full EV. Mitsubishi already has strong experience with plug-in hybrids like the Outlander PHEV, so it's not a stretch to imagine them applying that same technology to this pickup in the next few years. That would give them a huge advantage, the ability to keep prices approachable while gradually introducing electrification. If Mitsubishi plays this right, the truck could become a bridge product, bringing in customers now with affordability, then keeping them in the brand's ecosystem as the lineup shifts toward electrified models. This is something competitors have struggled with. Tesla went straight for premium pricing, Ford's Lightning priced out most buyers, and GM's EV pickups are hardly mass-market accessible. Mitsubishi, however, could slowly guide its customers into the EV era without shocking them with sticker prices. That's a long-term survival play, and it could cement the company as a steady, dependable alternative in a chaotic industry. Over the next decade, we might even see this pickup grow into a family of models, an entry-level work truck, a mid-tier hybrid with better efficiency, and eventually a fully electric version aimed at urban buyers who want practicality without emissions. By layering affordability with variety, Mitsubishi can capture every segment of the truck market instead of relying on a one-size-fits-all strategy. And since trucks are often the backbone of global sales, this move could secure Mitsubishi's position even as competitors stumble under the weight of their overcomplicated strategies. For Mitsubishi itself, this isn't just about one model, it's about survival and relevance in a brutally competitive industry. Let's not forget, Mitsubishi has often been seen as a smaller player compared to the giants. But by finding a lane that others ignored, affordable pickups, they're carving out a niche that could actually make them stronger than ever. Instead of chasing trends they can't win, they're flipping the script and reminding the industry that sometimes the simplest answer, give people what they can actually afford, is the most powerful one. This move also has major implications for Mitsubishi's alliance with Nissan and Renault. Remember, these three brands are tied together in one of the world's most important automotive partnerships. Up until now, Nissan has carried much of the weight in the pickup truck category with models like the Frontier and Navara, while Mitsubishi leaned heavily on its L200/Triton in certain regions. But with a brand new $26,000 pickup, Mitsubishi suddenly shifts the balance inside the alliance. They're no longer the quiet partner, they're taking the lead in a segment that Nissan itself has struggled to modernize affordably. That dynamic could open the door for more joint development, but it could also create some tension. If Mitsubishi's truck takes off globally, it could overshadow Nissan's offerings, especially in emerging markets where affordability is king. Renault, meanwhile, could seize this as an opportunity to bring Mitsubishi's pickup into Europe under its own badge, expanding the truck's reach even further. In other words, this single truck might end up shaping not just Mitsubishi's destiny, but the future strategy of the entire Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi alliance. There's also the question of platform sharing. Mitsubishi is known for squeezing every ounce of value from its platforms, and if this pickup shares bones with Nissan's trucks or Renault's commercial vehicles, economies of scale could drive costs even lower. That's where the real disruption happens. Not only does Mitsubishi deliver a $26,000 pickup, but they also prove it's possible to build such a truck profitably at volume. If they share that success across the alliance, suddenly you're looking at a ripple effect where multiple brands can capitalize on Mitsubishi's gamble. From a strategic point of view, this could be Mitsubishi's ticket to regaining influence inside the alliance. For years, they've been seen as the smaller sibling compared to Nissan and Renault, but leading the charge on affordable trucks gives them leverage in future decision-making. Trucks and SUVs are where the money is, and if Mitsubishi cracks the code on affordability, they become the alliance's ace in the hole. North America might just be the biggest prize for Mitsubishi if they play this move correctly. For decades, the brand has struggled to establish a solid footing in the U.S. market. Their cars often fell into the background, overshadowed by Toyota, Honda, Ford, and GM. The Outlander gave them some attention, especially with its plug-in hybrid version, but Mitsubishi has never had a true breakout product in the U.S. for a long time. Now, with a $26,000 pickup, that could finally change. The American truck market is massive. It's not just a segment, it's a culture. Trucks consistently top the sales charts year after year, but the problem is they've gotten so expensive that many everyday buyers have been left behind. That's where Mitsubishi comes in. By offering a truck that undercuts the price of the Ford Maverick, which was supposed to be the affordable truck option, Mitsubishi positions itself as the savior of budget-conscious buyers. And let's be honest, nothing grabs attention in the U.S. auto market faster than a good truck at a great price. If Mitsubishi launches this pickup in the U.S., it could be their comeback moment. The brand doesn't need to outsell Ford or Chevy overnight. They just need to carve out a loyal base of buyers who want a simple, affordable truck that does the job without the gimmicks. Think contractors who don't need a full-size F-150, young families who want versatility without debt, or city drivers who like the idea of a truck but can't justify massive size or cost. This is the exact gap Mitsubishi can fill. And here's the kicker: the timing is perfect. U.S. consumers are frustrated with high vehicle prices, the used market is cooling, and people are searching for practical alternatives. If Mitsubishi drops this pickup in American dealerships soon, it could instantly give the brand relevance again. Imagine headlines across the country: brand new pickup for $26,000, and it's not from Ford or Chevy. That kind of shock value alone would bring people into showrooms who haven't thought about Mitsubishi in years.